Hello, everybody. It worked this week. Can you believe it? Hello, it's Thursday, and I'm Angela with Happy Little Stitch Shop. Today's Thursday, August 20th, 2020. Can't believe we're almost to the end of August, and I am so happy that we didn't have any technical issues today. Last week, we had a hard time getting going, so I'm so happy that everything went smoothly. And hello, everybody. I see people already out here talking. Hi, Sharon. Hello, Lynn. Debbie says, hello, she's working on her spellbound quilt. As you watch, I can't wait to see how that comes out, Debbie. Please share pictures because that is one of my favorite. I thought it was so darling for Halloween, and I'm so glad that you got it, and I can't wait to see how it turns out. Hello, Huckleberry. Your hair looks great, she says. Oh, thank you. If you could only see the gray at the top. My hair is a lot gray. So my roots are starting to show, but thank you so much. That's nice of you to say. A girl needs to be on Flosstube more often because you guys are so nice with your compliments. I end up trying to fit my head through the door when I leave here. So thank you. That was really nice of you. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello. Oh, yes. Okay. So I had to show Henry. Sharon says, hello, puppy. Every once in a while, you guys say, where's Henry? I want to see Henry again. And I kind of am so busy getting ready for going live that I often just forget about it. And so today, Henry got groomed. He's freshly clean. And so I thought today would be a perfect day to show Henry. This is our pup, Henry. He is the 9th member of our family, and he is named Henry because at the time that we got him, we didn't have our little one yet. And so he was the 8th member of our family at that time. And there's a little bit of a debate over if he's still number 8 or number 9 and how that works when you add another human to the mix. But he was named Henry because he was the 8th member. So he was Henry the 8th is the reason why the kids came up with that. So this is our pup, Henry. He's such a nice boy. And he's, a little scared right now, he and my little one, because we have a house being built next door to us, and it just started today. And so there, right now, looking out my window, there is like a huge pile of dirt. And so they've had a tractor over there working all morning. And earlier I had the windows open because it's nice out, and I usually like to have the windows open much more than having the air on. And so I had the windows open, but you could hear everything. And so it made Henry he gets a little skittish and a little anxious when storms come through and when he hears all these noises. So I shut it for the live stream. And so he's a little happier and a little calmer now that the windows are shut. But my little one is also, oh my gosh, she heard all the noises and she comes running to me. Help me, help me. She wants me to pick her up. The tractor is freaking her out. And so she is really kind of not liking that going on next door, which kind of surprised me. I didn't expect that. But she keeps running to me and wanting me to hold her. And she wants to be with me all the time because she hears these noise going on. And so now we've tried to turn it into a little bit of a game. I said to her, you tell that tractor to shush, say shush, tractor. And so then she started laughing, and then she was running around saying, shush, shush. So we've got a long few months ahead of us if everybody's a little nervous about these tractors next door. So I'm going to let Henry out quick because he likes to go snuggle with the kids. Go on out. There. Okay. So how is everybody? How is your week going? How is everybody doing? Says, what a handsome boy. Hi, Henry. Everybody has lots to say to Henry. Yeah, I know. It's a little bit of an adjustment with all the excitement going on next door. So I don't know. What can you do? Okay, so I've got lots of stitchy things. And I wanted to start off with questions that I received this week because I had a lot of people reach out to me about different things. And so I just want to answer those questions off the top. First of all, the question for last week was, do you guys enjoy Block of the Months and sewing along with Block of the Month programs? And the majority of you said yes, that you liked it. Some said you haven't tried it. Some of you said that the Shine On one that you joined with us is your first one. So you're like me, that's my first one. It's the first one we're hosting, and it's the first one that I'm participating in. So I am really excited to jump into that in November. I can't wait. And but number two, you guys said that a lot of you like it because it, as long as you can keep up with it, it kind of helps you get some sewing in regularly, and you can kind of keep on track. And so that was really good feedback. I always enjoy reading your comments and hearing your guys' perspectives about things. Today's question is kind of it's not stitching or sewing related. It's just kind of a fun get to know you question. So hopefully we'll get some good comments on that. Plus it helps me to kind of know what I should be looking out for. So today's question is, what's your favorite TV show of all time? Like ever? So of all the TV shows, do you have a favorite that you absolutely love, or you look back on fondly, or maybe there's one on right now that you really like? So that's the question for today to win the drawing. And then here are some of the questions I got from you guys this week. The first one, which I got a lot of people contacting me on whatever day it was this week. Maybe it was Monday, I can't remember, about Lori Holt's new cross stitch that she just released that's called Sew by Row. And I'm going to see if I can pull it up here. It's on my phone, but I want to see if I can get it, if I can find a picture of it. So hold on a second. But it is adorable. She had a quilt pattern, and they turned it into a cross stitch pattern. And maybe, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. So it has like a row of scissors, and then it has a row of sewing machines, and then it has a row of quilt blocks and a row of irons. Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to be able to find it. I mean, this isn't the cross stitch, but this is what they modeled it after. So maybe that will kind of help you. I don't even know if you can see it, but it's super, super cute. And a lot of you reached out to me and asked if I was going to be carrying it. And yes, I am. I plan to carry it. The tricky part is that when these are released, sometimes, I just hear about it when you guys hear about it. So then I have to react to it and try to get all the stuff. As you know, floss is still kind of tricky to come by. And so I looked through what we have in the shop. Yeah. Kim Miller says, I'm so excited for Sew by Row. It's going to be in my sewing room next to the cottage. Yes, I can't wait to hang it back here too. I love it. I thought it was just adorable. Sharon says, me too, Kim. I was hoping Angela was going to carry it. Kim says, I literally did a happy dance when I saw she would. Oh, you guys are the best. So I so appreciate you guys checking in with me to see if I was going to be carrying it. But now I have to track down the stuff. And so the cloth that she stitched it on is her own cloth. It's 25 count Lugana by Lori Holt. And that's not even, I have been looking for that for probably a couple months now, because it's been out there at other shops for a couple months, but I can't get my hands on it. And so it's supposed to be released for me to be able to get in September. And so that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping there are no delays. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get, she's got a bunch of really pretty Lugana that I have honestly been trying to get for a while, and I can't get it. And so it's supposed to be released in September. As soon as it's released, I'll get it ordered. The pattern is out there now. So I plan to try to place that order as soon as possible to get the pattern. And then the other thing is floss. I have the majority of the floss in the shop, but there are some, I think maybe there were 5 skeins that I don't have. And so I need to place that order. And they are catching up with floss, but it's still kind of touch and go with how quickly you get stuff. I just talked to them this morning, the floss distributor, and I'm waiting on some floss for our Spooky Hollow Stitch Along, which is supposed to start next month. And they're working, like as soon as they get it in, it's not them necessarily that's behind, but it's where it comes from that's kind of behind. And so as soon as they get it in, they allocate it and get it out the door. But they're catching up, but they're still behind. So I got to get that. Lynn says, I love Murder, She Wrote. Oh, I used to watch that all the time with my mom in the late evening on Hallmark, Murders and Mysteries. Ooh, you sound like my mom, Lynn. That's exactly what she would watch. She likes all that detective work. She watches Perry Mason still every night. I used to watch it with her, Perry Mason, when I was little. Every Thursday she had off from work, and so she would get all of her ironing done on Thursdays and kind of all of her errands run. And she would watch Perry Mason while she was ironing. And so for some reason, I remember that. But Murder, She Wrote was another one that we watched. I think it was on Sunday nights when it first came out. And I remember watching it with her. So yes, Elizabeth asks, do you think that you will carry fancy floss? Yes. And I did actually try to order Classic Color Works. I was going to start to just put some in there. That's one of the previous questions that I asked was, would you guys like me to carry fancy floss? And everybody pretty much said yes, that you'd at least like me to have a small selection, because some of you stitch with mainly DMC, but you might put in some fancy floss here and there just to keep stitching more cost effective for you. And so I was going to start carrying some fancy floss or Classic Color Works to try to get it in the shop to have some available for you. And I placed my order, and everything that I ordered was on back order. They didn't have anything in stock. So Classic Color Works is the same. It's like all floss is on back order. But I'm going to try to order with them again. I'm going to reach out to them and see like when they think they're going to get it. And yes, my ultimate goal is to start carrying some of that. I just haven't been able to get my hands on any quite yet, but I will keep working on it. That's a good question. So yes, long answer to a very short question. I do plan on carrying Sew by Row by Lori Holt. I just have to get my hands on everything. And I'm really tempted to do a stitch along, but I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look like it would be that much if you just do each row and if you just kind of go slow with it. But, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that. Do you just want to stitch it on your own? Would you like to do a stitch along? I'd be open to that if that's something that you guys would be interested in. If we did a stitch along, obviously it would just be a one-time shipment of pattern, cloth, of whatever you want, and then floss kit. And then the fun of it is that we would just pick a time to do it, and then we'd be stitching along together. So that would be kind of fun to do. So let me know what you think about that. If you would be interested. Kim Miller says, yes, the stitch along. I love your guys' enthusiasm. It seriously motivates me on days. This week has been a little bit of a rejuvenating week for me. Like I've had to I am a very go get 'em type of person. And so I'm like pedal to the metal a lot of the time, like keep pushing. And then sometimes I just hit a wall. And so last weekend, I kind of hit a wall on Sunday. My husband was like, you have to try to balance better. I'm not good at that. I like go. And I just want things to, grow. And I feel so passionate about this shop and this business and my customer base that I'm like, I just want more things to happen. And I know you guys don't necessarily, like you guys are pretty calm, cool, and collected. Like I don't feel any pressure from you, but it's just me. That's how I'm driven. I kind of drive myself through wanting to push. And so this week has been a little bit of, okay, take a deep breath and then kind of get geared up to go full speed ahead again. So this week has been a little bit off. So your guys' excitement and enthusiasm about this stuff, it really motivates me to kind of keep pushing along. So I really, really appreciate that. I appreciate you guys being excited about this stuff and reaching out and asking me if I'm going to be carrying it. Like that means so much because, you could easily go elsewhere to get it. And so I'm really, really thankful for people who reach out and say, are you going to be getting this? I wanted to check with you first. That means a ton to our family. You have no idea. That means so much to us. Okay, so that was the first question, was Sew by Row. The answer is yes. The next question, Jane Austen. So I just had somebody contact me a little bit excited. because I've sold through the Jane Austen quilt kits that I've had. And they're concerned about if I'm going to get more. Yes, I am working on getting more. I think I just saw an email pop up from Riley Blake Designs right now, actually, that said that they still have more. So I will secure more and I will get those back online. So if people are looking for the Jane Austen quilt kit, it's like I'm getting more. There will be more available for you to purchase online today, probably. So there are more coming. Lynn says, I'm interested in a stitch along. I set my own deadline so I can work on lots of things and not stay in a panic because I'm behind. Stitching is my fun. Yes, I agree with that. And so that's what I'm thinking. Like if we did do a stitch along for Sew by Row, it would be kind of a meandering stitch along, not like, okay, this week we're going to get this done. And then this week, I think it would be, I would give longer time frames than just a week because I know many of you are involved in other stitch alongs that we're doing. And so I don't ever want it to be overwhelming for people or overwhelming for myself. And so it would probably be kind of a more relaxed, meandering pace and not, we would do each row. We'd probably do it longer than a week just to give people the time to like enjoy it and do their thing and to not, stress myself out as well. So I'm excited. If you guys want to do that, I'm excited about it. And I'll have to look at when might be a good time to do it. I don't know. And how long it would take me to get the floss. Like that's part of my anxiety is not getting this stuff on time. So I want to be able to order all of that and get it in. And then I might set, after I can look at that, I'll be able to set a date for that. Okay, so Jane Austen is coming. I'm getting more. And then the next question I had was about this quilt behind me, which is Retro Ornaments. It's a Retro Ornaments quilt. And we have a quilt kit for you at Happy Little Stitch Shop. I made this quilt behind me, and somebody asked me, is it beginner friendly? And so the pattern says that the level, quilting level is intermediate. However, I am not an intermediate quilter. I am a very beginner quilter, as you will see from my Sweet Snow Along blunder that I made, which kind of forced me to hit that wall on Sunday. I am not an intermediate quilter. I consider myself very, very, very beginner. And I just jumped into it. I struggled with the first block, I will be honest with you. And I had to reach out and ask Sharon, what is going on here? I don't understand this picture. I don't get it. Thankfully, she helped me. She led me in the right direction. And then the rest of the blocks went super smoothly. So once you just have to learn how to do one block, and then you're just repeating that block 16 times. So by the time you're done, and I could see all of my blocks, you can't tell which is the first and which is the last that I did, but I felt more confident as I went along, and I felt like, okay, I've got this curved piecing thing down. This is good. This is no problem. But that first one was a little bit tricky. But as long as, and I am here to help you. I have made it. I have done it. And so I am here to answer any questions. I'm happy to do a video if that helps, to make one block and kind of show you how to do it. So I wouldn't hesitate to jump in and give it a try because my skills are not intermediate level. My skills are very beginner level. And I had fun with it. I made it in a little bit over a weekend, maybe 4 days I made it. And that was not pushing. I wasn't pushing to get it made. So the blocks come together pretty quickly once you get the first one down. So I wouldn't let the intermediate level deter you from doing it. If it's something that you really like, jump in and give it a try. Why not? And ask me questions along the way. I'm happy to help. So that's my answer for the retro ornaments. Okay, then let's move into all the stitchy goodness. I have lots of things to share with you today. Okay, to start, we are in the midst of Frosty Forest. And you guys, I can't believe it's already August 20th. So next week, I'll start emailing out invoices for next month's stitch alongs. And next month is our last month of Frosty Forest. That's crazy. So Frosty Forest is HLSS, Frosty Forest, SAL. I cannot believe we're getting ready to enter our last month. Right now, we are working on Snowy Reindeer. This is the one we're stitching this month or finishing up, depending on if you're on track or ahead or behind. It doesn't matter. Our stitch alongs are very laid back, so you don't have to worry about being stressed out. And then we're going to be moving into the final one, which is the Frosty Forest Center block. And that's what it looks like. And I am debating, I really like the idea of putting church in the center. Every time I build my little, I have a very small Christmas town that I put up each year and decorate, the Christmas village that you can have the little houses too. We had got, when I was growing up, we would get these really inexpensive Christmas houses from maybe Menards. I don't even know where we got them from, but they're darling. And I love them, probably because they're part of my childhood, but I love them. I remember putting them up all the time as a kid. And so now I put them up. My mom didn't put them up anymore. And so she asked me if I wanted them. And I was like, yes. And so now I put them up every year and I love it. I love that village. I love little Christmas villages. And I always put the church in the center of the town or like up on the hill as like the focal point of the town. And so I had seen someone else do that for this. And I thought, I love that. I love it. I love the church kind of being the center of this stitch. But now I just have to find the right church that will fit. I wanted to do Country Cottage Needleworks Silent Night church because I think that that's a really pretty church in that stitch, but I think it's too big. So I have to find one that's going to work with this size. So if anybody knows of any, please feel free to message me. I would gladly accept any help. Otherwise, I have to do some research and figure that out. But this is the last one, and this one is what you'll be invoiced for next week for the Frosty Forest Stitch Along. And then we are also in the midst of Cottage of the Month. This is one of my favorite stitch alongs. I'm so, so glad that we are doing it. We are finishing up September. That's what we were doing this month. Oh, I got to show Frosty Forest. Hold on. I didn't show my stitch. Probably will want to see my stitch instead of just looking at a piece of paper. This is Frosty Forest so far. There it is. We just have that one center square to do. That is so, so crazy. And this stitch has been so much fun. These blocks are a lot of fun to stitch. I'm so glad that we decided to do this one first. It's a lot of fun. So many cute series out there to do. And Frosty Forest was our first ever series that we introduced. And so I am so glad that we did it because it's been a lot of fun to stitch. I'm running out of table space here. Okay, so then we're working on September for Cottage of the Month. Sharon says, very pretty, Angela. Thank you, Sharon. Granny Chocolate, hello. And Huckleberry say, that's beautiful and very cute. Thank you so much. And we're moving into October. Oh, pumpkins. I love it. I can't wait to stitch this cottage. And this is my September. Can't wait to start October. This is by Country Cottage Needleworks. This is a stitch along series that we are doing. And then we are doing Farmhouse. Are you guys still loving Farmhouse? How is it going? Sharon, I saw that you caught up on Dairy Darling. Oh, no. You did Dairy Darling, and then you cranked out Grandma's Quilt. So you're on Pinewood Farm now. You're on the one that we're stitching right now. That's Pinewood Farm. How are you guys liking Farmhouse Christmas? Are you still enjoying it? I still am loving it. I love the colors. I love the stitches, each chart that we get each month. I love it. So right now we're working on Pinewood Farm, and we are moving into, look at this one. It's called Cock-a-Doodle-Doo. Look at that. It looks like a gingham roof almost. But look at that. I don't know if it's a house or if it's a barn, and I don't really care. It's just so cute. It's darling. With that gingham roof and that little rooster on top. Oh my gosh, that weather vane. Okay, so has anybody seen the movie McClintock with John Wayne? Every time I say weather vane, I think of McClintock with John Wayne. and Catherine O'Hara. Oh my gosh. My dad is a huge John Wayne fan, and so we watched a lot of John Wayne movies growing up, and McClintock is one of our favorites. So for some reason, weather vanes remind me of McClintock. Yes, Sharon, he throws his hat up there. Teresa, hello, it's beautiful. I decided not to frog my September month roof. Oh, good. I'm so glad. I don't even know if I commented on that, Teresa. I might have totally spaced it. But I was going to say, please don't frog it because it doesn't matter. So I'm so glad that you didn't frog it and didn't take the time to do that. Oh, hello, Jilly. I have missed you. She says we love John Wayne. I know, we do too. My dad is a huge John Wayne fan. I love KW, got his fabric. Still haven't used it. I have been thinking about that fabric to make my dad a quilt because they have some really nice John Wayne fabric. I love that one too with the hat toss. Sue to Serene says, yes, you guys have seen it. We can connect over movies. That's one that I really, really like. That's one of my favorite John Wayne movies probably. And I love Catherine O'Hara. It's Catherine, right? It's not Maureen. Maureen is today. Believe it's Catherine, but she's one of my favorite actresses of long ago. Okay, so here is, you would think one of these days I might cut this fabric. But here is Farmhouse Christmas. I can't wait to add that other one. And now every time I look at it, I'm going to think of McClintock. But I love this stitch. Oh, and I got to catch up on my border. Every week I say that, and every week I totally space out and forget about my border. But I love this stitch. I'm so glad that we decided to do it. And somebody, I don't even know, maybe I found this one or somebody recommended it. I can't remember, but I'm so glad. And however it came to be, I'm so glad that it did because I am loving that one. Okay, and then we have, my dad always talks about Big Jake. Oh, that's a good one too. Big Jake is a good one. Miss being here. So happy to catch live. I'm so glad that you are on here. I want to hear how you are doing, Jillian, how things are going, because I am sure that you are prepping for school if you're not already in it. And message me or send me an email and let me know how you guys are doing, because I think of you. We all think of you guys often. It's Maureen O'Hara. Okay. Catherine O'Hara is today. She was in Beetlejuice, right? Catherine O'Hara. Okay. It's Maureen O'Hara. I knew I was getting the two of them confused. Oh my gosh, that's super cute. Farmhouse Christmas is so darling. It has been a very, very popular stitch by everybody who has been involved in it. Oh my gosh, people just love it. They love that stitch. And each chart that you get, it's so fun. They don't take forever. Like they go pretty quickly, but they're just super, super fun to stitch up. And I love how it's turning out. Now the big question is how to finish it. So I got to figure that out. Okay, so then we are in the midst of trucking along. This is with the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, or Stitching with the Housewives. This is their monthly truck series. I am not stitching this one, but we are offering it as a stitch along. And you guys who are stitching are finishing up this one, and you are getting ready to get September. And I'm so happy that I'm caught up on floss. So that means I have all the floss kits ready and all of the charts ready to go for September. So when I invoice next week, this will be included. There will be no delays. And I actually have October as well. I had all the floss for October. So that makes me feel so good when I don't have any delays on stuff. It's all here. I can get this stuff to you guys right away. So this one is going to be invoiced next week. And it's super cute. So I hope you could look at the leaves on that tree, on those trees. It's so, so darling. Those leaves right there. So please share your progress with that because I would love to see it. And then we're also doing Welcome to the Forest. You guys are working on right now Forest Raccoon and Friends. I thought this one was adorable. This is one of my favorite charts from this series with that little owl and the rabbit and the raccoon. It's so, so darling. And you guys are moving into the Pink Forest Cottage. So this is what will be invoiced for this week. Welcome to the forest. And then we're doing Jack Frost. And as you guys know, I turned this one over to my mom and she cranked it out and she's all caught up and she's loving it. You guys are all stitching Balsam Fir right now, which is this one with the cute red truck. It's so darling. And we are moving into this next one, might be my favorite because there's something about hot cocoa. I love hot cocoa. So this one is called Hot Cocoa for the next one that's coming. It's darling. Something about hot cocoa in wintertime. We make a homemade hot chocolate mix that my mom made when we were younger. And so now my kids look forward to making it every winter. It makes like a huge batch that lasts, I mean, depending on how much hot chocolate we drink, it can sometimes last the entire winter. And so we make this homemade mix and you put all this powder stuff in and then we mix it up and they have so much fun. Everybody takes turns stirring. I mean, now when they were younger, they probably had more fun with the stirring part. Now they just enjoyed drinking it. And then we put it in like this big Christmas tin. And then every time we bring the tin out, people are like, oh, mom's making hot chocolate. They love it. They go sledding and they come back and I have hot chocolate for them. So I don't know. There's something nostalgic about having hot chocolate for me. Laura, welcome to the forest. Is so fun. I can't wait for the cottage. I would love to see, have you posted anything, Laura? I would love to see your stitches because I'm not doing that one. And so I would love to see how it's turning out. I'm so glad that you are enjoying it. And she says, chocolate. Yeah, me too. I'm the same way. Teresa says, I have a similar recipe, but it has coffee in it too. Coffee. So we use coffee creamer in ours, like the powder stuff, but we don't put coffee in it. I don't like coffee. And I don't really like the idea of my kids having a lot of caffeine because they'd be bouncing off the walls more than they already are. But that sounds yummy too. I love the recipe. I love it. And we sometimes put a little bit of vanilla coffee creamer, the liquid kind, in it when we make it, to kind of cool it down. I used to when they were little, I put milk in it, and now we kind of put a little bit of vanilla creamer in it, and they love it. What she wrote is also my favorite, says DMC. Very cool. Okay, and then, let me show you Jack Frost. Let me show you what my mom did. I said to my mom, people want you to come on to the live stream so they can meet you. And she goes, I haven't had my hair done in months. I was like, I'm pretty sure nobody will care. But that's totally outside of her comfort zone. So I would be shocked if she actually agreed to do it. So this one is Jack Frost. And you just finished up with the red truck called Balsam Fir. And you guys are going to be adding the hot chocolate or the hot cocoa. This is so, so darling. And I hope to be able to find for my mom like the perfect finish for this. I have an idea in my head, but I don't know if it's going to work out. So this will be so darling. And it'll be done in time for the holidays. I just need to keep my eyes peeled for a finishing thing so that she can have that to enjoy. That'll be fun. And then tiered tray. We are working on Madame Chantilly's tiered tray series. This one is HLSS Celebrate SAL. And you guys, I don't know if you saw, who was it? Was it Kayla? I think it was Kayla, had posted her update to the tiered tray. And Madame Chantilly commented that she is in the midst of making an autumn tiered tray. So that is pretty cool. I'm excited to see that. I really hope she does a winter one. And I really, really hope that she does a sewing themed one. I think that would be darling. So we are working on tiered tray. I am so far behind on this. It's not even funny, but I'm not going to stress out about it. I'm just going to own that these are going to take me longer to do than I was hoping they would. And I'm just going to meander through it and I will get it done when I get it done. And I will share it with you along the way. So I am still working on spring. Teal blue frame with snowflake buttons glued on the frame corners. Ooh, that's a cute idea. Is that what you're doing? Are you doing that for your finish for Jack Frost? That'll be adorable. So I'm working on, see, I haven't even done it so long that I took my needle off of it. I'm working on spring. So this is what spring is looking like for me. Maybe I'll finish it by next spring. We'll see. But I am loving it. I think that these charts are just beautiful. They are gorgeous, but they do take time. It's not something you can just whip through right away. They do take time. And I look at it like there's a bunch of different charts all in one big chart is kind of how I feel about this. But I think that they are gorgeous. They just take some time to do. And so I'm super excited that we did this so long. And I am going to enjoy just kind of stitching along as I can do it. So spring is actually almost done. Like I just have that bottom tray to finish. So I just gotta keep plugging away at it. Oh, Sharon says, Kim says, come on, Mom. And then Sharon says, it's beautiful. She did a great job. Tell her we don't care about her hair. We would love to meet her. I tell her that, and I think that she's secretly flattered, but she's like, oh, I can't. I could never, she's just funny. I'm like, Ma, these people are nice people. You'll be fine. Kim, oh, it's so pretty, Angela. Hello, I'm so glad you're on. And then Kim Miller says, so pretty. And then Bella Girl 56, what fabric are you using for the tiered tray? So that's a 16 count Aida, and I think it's called French lace. That's the one that I'm using, and that's the one that was kind of the default one for the stitch along, but we do have some people stitching on 32 count linen and some Lugana. I think some 28 count Lugana is floating around out there. And then I turned over the 4th of July one to my mom. She really loves these trays. She really loves them. She's super excited about, I think Easter and Christmas are her 2 favorites. She loves them. So I turned over my 4th of July one to her, and she got pretty far. I mean, she's kind of just moving right along with it. I had done like the eagle and the flag and the cup and maybe one of the stars at the top, and then she has done the rest. Like she gets kind of annoyed with the 4, like this one is separated into, the pattern is separated into like maybe 6 pieces of paper. And so, as you get older, your eyesight is tricky. And so she gets a little bit frustrated with that. Like, oh, this pattern is driving me crazy, but she loves it. And it's clearly not driving her crazy enough that she doesn't want to do more, because she's really excited about doing Christmas and Easter. So she's making progress on that. And then you guys are working right now on summer, and people were so excited to get this one. And I have seen some progress, and I can't wait to see more. It's so, so pretty. This one is so darling. And then coming this next week, you'll be invoiced for this one. If you're part of the Stitch Along, Halloween. Halloween is coming this next week. So this will be on your invoice if you are part of our Celebrate Tiered Trays Stitch Along. And this one is super cute. Like, look at the pumpkin. Look at that witch's shoe. I mean, I love these charts. I love them. I just need to have more time to spend on them. Okay, and then we have some Stitch Alongs coming up, some that are starting in September. So those of you who signed up, I know, Jill, isn't it so cute? So for those of you who signed up for these will be included on your invoice this coming week as well. So the first one is Spooky Hollow. Here is the first chart that we are doing for Spooky Hollow. It is called Bed and Breakfast. And we are going to be stitching it on 14 count fabric flare Aida called Hazy Gray. Look at that. I mean, doesn't that just look like an autumn sky? It's perfect. It's perfect. I'm so excited about this. Hazy Gray. I love it. So you're going to get your Hazy Gray Aida. And then you get this massive floss kit, because this floss kit is going to last you through all 12 stitches. So there is a ton of floss in here, but you guys, I am so excited that the designer was willing to work with me on getting a series floss kit so that I don't have to keep sending you skeins that you don't need. You know, like some of this can last. And so I don't want to keep charging you and sending you for stuff that's just going to be repeated throughout all of the stitches. So she was so, so sweet. Jordan from Little Stitch Girl was so sweet, and I so appreciate her time and effort in figuring out quantities and all of that and sending that to me so that I could put together a series floss kit for everybody. So you'll get your cloth, your chart for the first month, and your floss kit for the whole series, so then you won't get any floss for the rest of the year. But each month you'll get the chart, and then every once in a while you're going to need more cloth, because all 12 are not going to fit on this one piece of cloth. So we're going to need more cloth every once in a while. So this one is going to be invoiced next week, and I'm excited, so excited to get started on that. That one's going to be so fun. Those stitches are so darling. Let's see. Jill says, I cannot wait. Spooky Hollow, so excited. Me too. I'm so excited and so happy to stitch this one with you, because we're not stitching Welcome to the Forest together. So I'm really excited to stitch this with you. And she says, I love the fabric. I know that you are a fabric flare fan. And when I started the Stitch in Mania, I stitched on fabric flare, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. And so then when we decided to do a stitch along, it was a no-brainer. It's just darling. That fabric is darling. And then the other one that we're starting in September is Little Stitcheroos. It's time for our first quarter of Little Stitcheroos. So for Little Stitcheroos, and the timing couldn't be more perfect. I mean, school is on the brain around here. We as parents are really tackling some tough and tricky decisions with school. My kids are in a funk because they really want to go back to school, but they understand what's going on in the world. And so it's just a very tricky time to be a parent. But I have two girls who are so ecstatic about starting this stitch along. I mean, they are so excited about it. They keep saying, when can we start? When can we start? So I told them maybe next week. Like, I'll take some time and maybe we'll get started next week. So they might start like a week early, but they have been really patient. So I feel like, okay, you can start a little bit early. So this is what you'll get. You'll get invoiced for this. You'll get the cloth, which is Lori Holt's 10 count vintage cloth in Farmhouse. That's the color. And then you're going to get your floss kit. Oops. Here's the floss kit. So you get these three things, and this is going to last you for 4 months. So you one-time fee, this lasts you for 4 months, and then the second quarter will get ready for set B, and then that will last you for 4 months. So I just, it's going to be such a great stitch along. Like, it's nothing that's too difficult for little ones. It's nothing that is going to be too time consuming because they're not super big. Like, it's just perfect. It's perfect for beginners. Even if you're not a child, join our stitch along. We would still love. I mean, this wasn't created for children. It was created for adults. I just thought that it would be fun, especially this year, with some of just how the year has gone for everybody, kids included. I thought, I seriously woke up one day and it was like a message from on high. Do this stitch along, and this is what you should call it, and put it out there and offer this to children. Like, I'm not kidding. And so it wasn't even anything that I hesitated or thought about. I was just like, okay, that's what needs to happen. And so that's what I did. And we've had a really great response. So I'm super excited about that. So this is going to be coming in your invoice next week, and then it's going to get out the door, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see all the little stitches. Like, I'm so excited about it. And then a little bit farther down the road in November, we have coming the Shine On Sampler Cross Stitch Along. This is going to be beautiful. I've already started putting together some floss kits. I need to order more floss because we've had such an amazing response to this stitch along. Thank you so much for joining. So I need to get my hands on some more floss and make up more floss kits. So that's going to be happening very soon because I want to be sure that I have it in time and I don't want to be delayed with anything. So I'm going to be ordering it very, very soon to have it on hand and all ready to go for when November starts. So keep your fingers crossed that there aren't any crazy delays, because for Spooky Hollow, DMC 905, I ordered it months ago. Like, I'm not kidding, months ago. And so then today I finally called and was like, I have a stitch along and I need to ship this stuff next week. Is there any chance that 905 is coming? And she was like, we hope so. Like, it's been on order for a while, and it's not their fault. You know, it's all the way down the line. That's the problem. I mean, it's no one person's fault. And so she said, we have it on order. As soon as it comes, we will get it to you. So I'm really hoping that that comes sooner rather than later. I hope. But there's only like a handful of floss kits that are missing that one. The rest are ready to go. But I hope that that we get that soon. Okay, so those are the stitch alongs that are coming up, and then we have more coming up in January, like Early Americans by Little House Needleworks. Please join in if you would like to. Snow Village by Country Cottage Needleworks, Glitter Village by Country Cottage Needleworks. All of those are starting early next year in like January and February. And then I had somebody reach out to me and ask about Coming to America by With Thy Needle and Thread, which I have had my eye on that. And they were asking if I was going to carry it. And yes, my plan is to carry it. I'm going to actually reach out. I'm going to work on it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to work on it. And I am going to, I plan on carrying it for sure. And I have some questions that I need to have answered so that I can figure out if I'm just going to have it in the shop or if it's going to be something different. Elizabeth says, make that my daughter keeps asking when it starts. Oh, yes, I know. People are excited. That's so good, though. I'm so glad that they're excited about it. The other question that I was asked, oh, darn it. Now it just left my head. I don't remember. I don't remember. My husband is giving me a hard time because my mind, I don't know. So when I'm talking about stuff, all of a sudden a song will enter my mind, and then I will change the lyrics to that song to match whatever I'm talking about. So like when I was first getting ready to have the first live stream, I said to my husband, I think I'm going to open up with, I'm bringing cross stitch back. Yeah. And he goes, please don't do that. And I was like, what? Don't you think that's kind of funny? And he goes, please don't do it. Just don't do it. And I was like, you are no fun. And then the other day I was doing the binding on this quilt or the other quilt that I just finished. And I kept singing in my head, I'm going to bind tonight. I'm going to bind tonight. Couldn't get it out of my head. And then I was working on Snow Sweet, and I was fusing, and there was some song that popped into my head about fusing. My husband, now he's going to be like, I can't believe you shared that with those people. They're never going to tune in again. Songs pop into my head and I change the lyrics. Oh, good. Kim says she does it too. And Sharon is laughing. And Teresa says, yes, sing a tune to us. They just come into my head. But my husband was like, please don't. Like, that's something you got to keep the lid on, Ange. Like, do not put it out there. Keep it in the vault. And I was like, but it's just how it works. Like, it just pops into my head. My kids get a huge kick out of it because they'll know a song. And then like when I'm walking around getting supper ready, I'll be singing it, but I'll be singing different words to it. And they just laugh. They think that it's really funny. But some people might be a little frightened by it. My husband might be right. I'm a little embarrassed now that I shared that. Grease is the word. Yes, that's the song. Okay, and then I've got a lot of good cross-stitch fun stuff to share with you. So I'm going to do this. Actually, I'm going to do that last. I'm going to go through this really quick because I just have a few quilting things to share with you. First of all, I wanted to give you guys the first heads up that I'm putting this on sale. It's on sale right now. I have a lot of this yardage left, so I'm marking it down to $7.99 a yard. So this is on sale in the shop. You don't need a code. You don't need anything. This is Good Times, and I think it's called Blue Floral. I'm not quite sure, but it's Good Times from the Good Times Fabric Collection. And I think it's gorgeous. This would be a beautiful backing to a patriotic quilt. I think this was one of my favorite from that collection. So it's $7.99 per yard in the shop right now. And then this is another one that is also going to be $7.99. It's in the shop right now. No code needed. This one is at home. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a tone on tone. So it's from Bonnie and Camille's At Home collection, like a great tonal piece. I've got a fair amount of yardage left of this, and so I kind of want to get it moving. So I'm marking it down to $7.99 a yard for both of those. Okay. Your husband is so funny. We love it. He thinks he's pretty funny. He's a keeper. We've been together for so long, like, oh my gosh. We've known each other our whole lives. We grew up together in the same town. We just didn't date until we were both in college. And now we've been married for 20 years and have 6 children and a dog. This is hollyberry. And you guys, my hollyberry yardage went so quickly. This is all I have left, but it is beautiful. So I just wanted to share this with you guys, that this is now in the shop because we received it. All my hollyberry quilt kits are gone too. Those all sold. So I don't have any more hollyberry quilt kits left, but I do have Dear Christmas. The Dear Christmas panel is in the shop. I still have, a handful of Dear Christmas quilt kits in the shop. This is darling. You get all of the Dear Christmas adorable yardage. We have the Retro Ornaments quilt kit in the shop. That's available to ship immediately. And then, of course, we have the snow. I have a few of these left. What is it called? Sweet Snow Along quilt kit. And this is the one that I'm working on. I'm sewing along with it. And this is what made me hit a wall on Sunday. Because again, I'm not an expert quilter. I would never ever claim to be one. But I'm putting together these blocks. And so here's blunder number 1 that you want to avoid. If you are doing this so long, don't do what I did. So I want to be able to show you. Where did I put it? Okay, I don't know where it is. But this is what I did. Like, these blocks look pretty good, right? But when you put these blocks on the fabric, you have like a template that you lay over it in order to line it up. But there wasn't really a guide as to giving you an edge to line up the template. And so, like, for example, here it is. Okay, so here is my snowflake. And so what you do is you lay the template over it and then you line it up. But there wasn't really a guiding point, so you just kind of have to center it. And I was measuring in from the side, and it was very time consuming. And so then I started to just line up the bottom line of the block with the bottom line of my fabric, and it went a lot easier. But then on Sunday I realized, look at this. I don't have a 1/4 inch seam down here. I totally spaced it, totally forgot about it. I should have placed this up a 1/4 inch in order to allow for the seam. The top is totally fine, obviously, because you trim up the blocks after you stitch them on, which I love because, then you can square it all up when you're done. But I didn't allow for the seam at the bottom. So don't make that mistake. Don't do what I do. Make sure you leave that 1/4 inch seam around the edges so that you have enough. I'm going to try to salvage this and see if I can take it off and put it back on. I don't know. I got to figure that out. For some blocks, it doesn't matter. Like, these are okay. Well, maybe not. I might have to move these up. But the snow blocks, but like this one with Santa's belt, ooh, everything's in the middle. Oh, not that one. Where is it? Well, for some of it, if the thing is in the middle, here it is. Santa's belt's in the middle. So that's not it. This isn't going to be affected, but some of the other ones are going to be affected. Like my bird one. I mean, it's all super, super darling. I'm just so frustrated with myself that I forgot that 1/4 inch seam. This one is adorable. And I was so happy because the place that I cut had this yardage that says teas, coffees, spices, and baking powder. And I was able to kind of place it so that the teas, coffees, and spices was showing on the side of the teapot. I was really excited about that. We have the baking bowls, and these blocks are so cute. And this quilt is going to be just dreamy when I am done with it, but I have to get there. So I'm going to have to fix my error. Judy Strong, you are doing your best. All quilters need a starting point. Thank you. So this is my second blunder. I did a pieced block, and it turned out pretty good, right? Like, it looks nice. Then you're supposed to be able to trim it down to an 8-inch block. Well, I went to trim it, and it's 7 inches. I was like, what is happening? And so then I got out my ruler and I started measuring. I was like, why did that happen? That doesn't make any sense. So I measured my sewing machine and I measured my seams, and my 1/4 inch mark on my sewing machine was off. And so all of my seams were off. So I'm going to have to do this one over. Kelly says, really cool blocks. They are adorable. Like, thank you, first of all. But I mean, I love them too. I'm a fan as well. I think that these are adorable, and I can't wait to get this all put together because it's going to be just a beautiful quilt. It's just going to be beautiful. Like, look at that. I just am frustrated with my couple blunders along the way. So Kim says, no, that's worse. I know. So I got to figure it out. I'll let you know how it turns out. Don't worry, it's always a learning curve. I've been quilting for years and still mess stuff up. I just put it down for a while and then come back to it. So that's what I did. I'm kind of taking a break. I'm taking a step back, and then I'll jump in. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out how to save it. It'll all work out. It's just going to take extra time. And right now I feel like I don't have a lot of time. So that bums me out. This big pile of dirt, you guys, keeps getting closer and closer to my house. Like, I might be buried pretty soon. Teresa says, oh no, not another timeout quilt. I know. This one wasn't a timeout quilt, so that was good. Yeah, this one, yeah, I don't know. I have to just take a break and then wrap my head around how I'm going to fix it. And then once I have a plan, then I'll just jump in and I'll crank it out and I'll get it done. I love the candy cane one. Me too, Sharon. That's one of my favorites. And the manger block. I mean, I think the manger one by far is my favorite, but I love that candy cane one too. So that's my sweet snow along quilt. I just wanted to share those blunders because I don't want somebody else like learn from my mistakes. Don't make the same mistake that I made. So that's why I decided to share it. If it can help somebody else not do the same thing, then I hope that it can be helpful to someone. Okay, and then I wanted to share, I'm going to pick out like 5 charts just to share with you guys to show you what we have in the shop. I've been kind of doing kind of fall themed picks for this week. So this first one is Farm Life, which is one of my favorites, and I hope to have time one day to stitch it. This is by Little House Needleworks, and I think this one is just gorgeous. And then we have, if you're following on Instagram, it's going to cut you off in about 2 minutes, just so that you know. But you can join us on YouTube. And then we have Chock Full Harvest by Hands On Design. And this one we have The Apple Orchard by Country Cottage Needleworks. This is another one that's been getting a lot of popularity lately. It's called A Shepherd's Song, and it's by Plum Street Samplers. So pretty. Yes. Huckleberry says, I like that one, the Farm Life. It's beautiful. I love it. It's one of my favorites, and I hope to stitch it someday. And then we have Happy Halloween by Tiny Modernist. This one is super fun. And who's stitching this one? Who is it? Is it Victoria? I think, or Eva. I think it's Victoria. But she's stitching it. It's turning out beautifully. It's so cute. Okay. Judy says, breaks are good. I'm having a break right now too. Yeah, every once in a while you need them. And I think that was maybe part of the problem is I was really trying to keep up with this one, knowing what's coming down the line for me. Like I didn't want to fall too far behind and then have a mountain of stuff that that needs to get done, kind of like this pile of dirt in my backyard. And so I really was like, keep up on it, keep up with it. And I think I was going. And sometimes I think when you start to worry or push yourself or hurry, then I think that sewing gremlin comes to visit you when you're trying to push through and get stuff done. Oh my goodness, but I'll figure it out. I'll get it fixed. Okay, I was going to share this stuff with you, but I don't think I'm going to do that this week. But I will share this new stuff that came into the shop. So we have Prim. We have a new subscriber. Thank you so much for subscribing. Yay. We are trucking along, trying to get to, as many subscribers as we can, but trying to just keep growing and growing and growing. So thank you so much for subscribing. Please click the subscribe button if you are watching, and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up because that helps other people find us and hopefully grow this community even more. So I have the Prim storage tins. These are by Lori Holt for Riley Blake Designs. And there are 3 tins nestled inside of each other. So you get 3 tins inside this one tin. So there's this big one, and then there are 2 more inside. They kind of look like that. And they're super cute for, just storage in your sewing room. They're darling. They're so, so cute. Okay, and then I have some Prim stuff in preparation for the rest of my Prim fabric arriving, which has not arrived yet, but I hope it will arrive soon. We have the Prim Aurifil thread pack. We have a Prim charm and another Prim charm, which might be perfect to go on your Prim bag. That was my thought anyway. So we have the Prim charms to go with the project bag. And then this was requested. Kelly, they arrived. These are the pretty pins. These are the dual double pins. So it helps to kind of pin on either side of a seam to help keep things in place. So these are the double pins by Lori Holt. These are in the shop now as well. And this I thought was so darling. It's a little project bag, a canvas project bag. And it says, "What's Sewing On?" And it is by Kelly Flannan for Riley Blake Designs. I thought it was just darling. So another little project bag. I have stocked up on Lori Holt interfacing for the upcoming Prim Sew Along. We also have the Prim shapes. These are all in the shop. So these are the Prim So Simple shapes for the quilt, the Prim Sew Along that Lori's doing this month. And then I decided to carry, because I think that these are lovely. You can see I have one back there. So I decided to carry a couple of design boards. These are the 10-inch ones. And I thought that this would be perfect not only for quilting, but also some cross-stitchers like to use this to keep their stitch on when they put it in their project bag, or when they go to stitch, they can have like a flat surface to stitch on. Your floss will stick to it, so it helps to keep your floss in place if you're working with floss. So I got a couple design boards in the shop as well. So Lynn says, "Thanks for making it such a wonderful, supportive place to spend an hour and get refreshed. Great video." Oh, thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. Okay, and then really quick, there's something else I wanted to say. What was it about? Prim. I don't remember. Oh my gosh, my mind is just singing songs today, apparently. Oh, next week, you guys, the storyboards arrived. So Riley Blake Designs was so nice to send me storyboards for some of the upcoming collections that I'm really interested in carrying. And so then I can share with you in kind of a nice way where you can see the actual fabric, like they're big storyboards. I can hold up the poster and show it to you, and you should be able to see it really easily, along with the quilts that are coming that I'm thinking about kitting up. Next week's video is going to be dedicated to upcoming Riley Blake Design releases. So I'm going to take the time in the video to share these storyboards with you. I'm going to make sure that everything's online so that if anybody's interested in joining or getting a quilt kit for any of them, that everything's out there for reservations that can be out there. I'm also going to start putting out there in the shop reservations for fat quarter bundles. That was a recommendation to me to start taking reservations for that, so that I can make sure that I have them for people who are interested. So I'm going to start putting stuff like that out there. So next week, I cannot wait to spend some time with you and share with you some of the stuff that's coming up, because there is some really darling things that are coming early next year. So I want to take some time with you and kind of go through some exciting stuff that's coming. So I'm excited about that. Okay, and then as you know, we have a few spots left in the Pillow Kit of the Month Club by Riley Blake Designs. You get a kit each month to stitch up all of these pretty pillows. We have the Shine On Block of the Month Club. I have a few spots left in this. I had to cap it because I had to place my order. So I have a few spots left, and once those spots are filled, then I'm not going to be able to get more. So if you're interested in joining the Block of the Month Club, I am so excited about this, and I have heard you guys say how excited you are too. I can't wait to sew this up with you guys. So please reserve your spot if you're interested in that, because there are a few spots left. And then I'm getting close to the time where I have to start putting in orders for our Vintage Christmas Sew Along. We're doing a throwback Sew Along in January for Lori Holt's Vintage Christmas quilt, this quilt that you see right here. And quilt kits are for sale in the shop. I need to order probably next month, the end of next month, in order to be assured that we are getting the fabric, because they are discontinuing the Cozy Christmas fabric collection. So we're kind of the last hurrah for this fabric collection. And I really want to be sure that I get everything that we need in order to make this quilt. So I don't want to wait till the last minute. So if you're interested, please reserve your kit in the shop. And for everybody who reserves their kit with Happy Little Stitch Shop and purchases the kit with Happy Little Stitch Shop, you get entered into a drawing to win free custom quilting from Quilting is My Serenity. She does beautiful custom quilting. Her Facebook page is Quilting is My Serenity. I believe on Instagram it's Quilting is My Serenity as well. But she does beautiful. Her name is Ren, and she does beautiful, beautiful work. And you will be so lucky to win custom quilting of your vintage Christmas quilt. Oh my gosh, it's going to be gorgeous. So reserve your kit if you're interested in this, because I need to order stuff pretty soon. And then the other one that I kind of need to start thinking about ordering, because I need to order at the beginning of September, is Flea Market. And so that's the next Lori Holt fabric collection that's coming out in December. So if people are interested in that quilt kit, please go and reserve your quilt kit soon, because I need to kind of come up with numbers and figure out what quantities I'm going to order. And I do that based off of reservations. So I think that's it. This is the prize on the block today, a Dear Christmas fabric bundle. And the question last week was, do you enjoy Block of the Month clubs? We got lots of great answers. In order to win our prize, just please be sure you follow me on Instagram or Facebook. Happy Little Stitch Shop is on both of them. So make sure you follow us on Instagram or Facebook. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure you comment. That's about it. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing on the YouTube channel. That really helps to spread the word and have us pop up for other people. And please, please, please subscribe. We want to keep growing as much as we possibly can. So the winner of the Dear Christmas fabric bundle is Morgan M. Congratulations, Morgan. Please reach out to me and claim your prize. If I do not hear from you by Wednesday of next week, then the prize goes up again for somebody else to win. So please reach out and claim your prize, Morgan. Congratulations. I am so, so excited for you. And then next week's prize, in keeping with the fall harvest theme, is a cross-stitch chart by Hands On Design called Sunflower Manor. It's a chalk chart by Priscilla Blaine and done by Hands On Design. This is what the prize is for next week. Please follow, please subscribe, please like, and please answer the question in the comment section below. And the question for this week is, what is your all-time favorite TV show? That's it, you guys. I cannot wait to share new release stuff with you guys next week. Don't forget we have yardage that's marked down severely, so please take advantage of that if you're interested. And then we have all sorts of new goodies in the shop. And I so appreciate spending time with you guys, and thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week, and thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great week, guys. We'll see you here again next week. Take care. Happy stitching.